Kink Live at the Bing Lounge, sponsored by Intel. Please welcome Passenger. Mr. Passenger. He also goes by Mike Rosenberg, so, you know, we can call you Mike, right? But I think Passenger is kind of an interesting name for a band. Tell me a little bit about that story, because it's kind of like how you write music and how you observe things.
Yeah, I guess the idea behind it is, you know, that you're watching the world go by as a passenger and, yeah, observing it and writing about people. And also I can't drive, which is actually the truth. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, you were a five-piece when you began, and that was a previous incarnation. Are you really just that one guy right now, traveling the world
Yes.
by yourself?
I know, the old-fashioned troubadour, yeah.
Yeah, you are. I like your this idea, too, that you funded 2 different solo albums entirely by busking across the UK and the US and Australia, which seems like a really old-fashioned kind of an idea, you know, like playing really good for free, that kind of concept.
Yeah, passing the hat round, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that evolved, you know, like to start with I went busking because I was broke and, you know, just it was either that or go and find some job, which didn't appeal. So yeah, and then it kind of evolved into this thing where, you know, people from Facebook and Twitter would come down and it began to be this thing that, you know, really grew and grew. And as you say, yeah, I've kind of funded, I'm an independent artist, so I funded all my records through. And
does that include your new one, All the Little Lights, which just came out? You funded that by busking?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lovely, really lovely, lovely album.
Oh, thank you.
As I think we'll get a little taste of that when you play for us. So you like to keep your busking chops sharp. That's still going for you.
Yeah,
Except
absolutely.
for, of course, here in the Bing.
Yeah.
Don't pass that.
Yeah. But
yeah.
No, I still get out whenever I can, you know, and get out on the street. I think it's keeps you grounded as a person as well as a muso. As
a non-musician, I would be incredibly fearful of getting out on the street and playing. I mean,
yeah, it's there's been a couple of hairy moments, I've got to be honest, but at the same time, I think people seem to really appreciate that honesty, you know, that you're out on the street just playing your songs and there's no smoke machines or fireworks or, you know, haircuts. And I don't know, I think people in this day and age of American Idol and everything else, I think people seem to really appreciate that.
Are you going to busk here in Portland? You're not doing a show proper until you come back and open up for a friend. We'll give him a shout out in just a second.
Yeah, sure.
But are you planning on any busking time here?
Unfortunately, not this trip. I mean, it's just hectic. You know, I'm all over the place and didn't really fancy lugging all my amp and everything around the States this time. But I plan to come back maybe early next year and do a proper road trip.
We have busking weekends here in Portland. Busking days devoted to busking in different neighborhoods. Yeah.
All right.
So you could,
my kind of town.
You could give them a run for their money. So this new album, as I mentioned, All the Little Lights, only recently arrived. And you've been releasing music for a good 5 years. How does this album feel to you?
Yeah, it's different. You know, I usually perform on my own, just like this, and it's kind of a bigger sounding record. You know, there's strings and brass and all sorts of stuff going on. And yeah, I'm really proud of what we did. I think, you know, it's every record I want to be different and to challenge myself and also challenge the listener, I guess, in some ways, you know.
Well, you UK guys are really something else. And not that I mind all the young dudes coming over from England. We welcome them. But there is just a big outpouring of talent coming right now. And you among them.
Yeah, right.
What's going on over there? What's the secret sauce?
I think the weather is so miserable.
No other recourse but to sit
we just
down
have to have an outlet of some sort, you know, and generally that's
But
miserable
you're aware
songs.
of that, right? That you're kind of a generation of...
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think, you know, looking back over the years, there's always been exciting stuff happening in England musically. And it's one of the things I'm really proud of about being English, you know, is that and comedy. And and not much else. No, I'm joking. No.
And that great food. No.
Yeah. Oh, delightful. Yeah. You guys been over to England before? Yeah, you lost weight, huh?
There must be something we would love.
Yeah. No, the food's getting better though. It's getting.
No, I'm
there
kind of
slowly.
kidding on that.
Yeah.
But I did want to give a shout out to you're actually on a string of dates with another hot young dude, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Who was here when he opened up for Snow Patrol, and he was right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
In this very spot.
This very spot. So that's really a cool gig to get. Have you guys been friends for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, he's only about 12 now. You know, he's pretty
As I
young.
recall, that was right.
But I met him when he was maybe 15 or 16 a few years ago, and you know, we just played in front of 30 people in a pub in Cambridge and got on really well and had a few beers. No, not beers. He was 15. Lemonade.
Oh, you were in such deep water.
But we just got on really well and played a few gigs since, and then he kind of exploded. And
now you have to run after him, catch up with him.
Oh, he's been so good to me, you know, like offering me all this.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the time, you know, all the tour supports are sorted out by the labels. So it could have been somebody else on his.
So he asked.
He specifically kind of wanted me along, which is just a massive break for me. You know, usually I play in front of 9 people. So this is.
There must be 90 here in the Bing today.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thanks.
And finally, before we you unleash your beautiful music onto our ears, you say that your songwriting really is about simplicity. It's harnessing the simple idea, kind of like what Passenger is. Nothing really mystical about it. It's just kind of keeping it simple.
I don't know. I think a bit of both. It's nice to kind of swing between the two. But yeah, I think I know from what I like to listen to, there's nothing like simple ideas, you know, put beautifully. I think that's often what makes a great song, you know.
Well, then I think there's nothing else to do but invite you to sing for us.
All right.
Passenger, Mike Rosenberg and the Bing.
All right, so this